guys, we're back for another exciting episode of Skip My Scars. My name is Vinette Markley. I am your favorite wedding specialist, and we are here with another amazing woman who is here to tell her story. Welcome, everyone.
Hi, I'm Anita Verns, your favorite business coach. You can go ahead, Dillette.
I am Dillette. I am Dillette Miller, and I am launching my coaching program. We'll talk about it.
Awesome. And I am excited to dig into that. But let's get the people familiar with who you are and why this transformational opportunity is something that they should care about.
Yes.
Walk us through what it takes to become this woman who does these amazing things and brings transformation.
A lot of scars.
Oh, man.
I am Dillette Brown-Miller. I am the daughter of two former teachers who I abhorred the thought of being called a teacher myself. And so it took me over 50 years to accept my calling. And so I had to accept that, and then I am free. And I want to extend that opportunity to everyone because it's just that good.
That's amazing, though. So why did it take so long to walk into that? Like, how was your childhood with two teachers? Because I can imagine that is a strict house.
Yes.
How did you do that?
Yes. Yes. So, first of all, they were from Jamaica. They are from Jamaica. And so being here in this country where I was born, though, was a challenge because every time they transferred to another island, we had to make new friends again. And so we were never settled. Well, let me speak for myself. I was never settled as a child. And then I realized that the life that they lived was not exactly what I wanted to do. So I was always running from the label of being a teacher until I found out that that was my gift.
Wow.
And I just accepted it.
So how was that? You said you had to make new friends. Like,
Yes.
do you think that helps you in a way to be a more flourish in your childhood, or do you think it caused you to draw back, to have to adapt to change so frequently?
Yeah, it was my sister and me. And I have issues even now, I think, that I'm fighting to create lasting relationships.
Wow.
Yeah. Because every about 3-4 years, we would have to move without consent from, it was just what you had to do.
Yeah.
And so trust issues was a big deal. We had to go to different churches. It was a whole spiel, until I realized, okay, so this is what it was. Let me accept it and learn the lessons from those. And now I realize the freedom really comes from within me, wherever I am. Maya Angelou has this quote I so love. I heard it from Brene Brown. And she said, whenever you belong to everywhere and yet nowhere, that's when you're free. And I found freedom within myself. And now I just accept myself for who I am, flawed and all. And I am really, I tell my students, this is the happiest I've been in my whole life.
Wow. So do you
Yes,
think
ma'am.
the moving it made you become
Resilient?
Yes.
Oh yes.
Yes.
I could face
anything.
I think, and yeah, even when I was married, and my husband left when my daughter was 3 months old,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh my God, we are back here again, leaving.
Yes.
And I was like, another book called The Four Agreements said, don't take anything personal.
Yes.
Whenever people leave, they do you a favor, because if they stayed, they could make your life a living hell.
Wow.
I was like, this book is for me.
Surprisingly enough, I resonate with what you're saying because I know I talk about it a lot on this show, but when my mother died at 13,
Yes.
it made me feel that way. I have a problem creating lasting relationships with people. So I understand, because I understand that people leave.
Yes.
Sometimes they leave like she did without her own on her own. But sometimes people just leave, and I have learned to deal with it. And sometimes it scares me a bit, because you're so nonchalant. Well, you left. Okay, someone else will fill the shoe and we're moving right along. Sometimes I never looked at it as something good, but now that you've said that, I looked at it and I was like, that's a light bulb.
Yes. I know now that the only person who will not leave me is God.
Yes.
And I know now that everything works together. Everything works together for my good because I am called. And until I got that, oh my, I wish I knew that long ago. But it's okay because those were the scars that led me to the person I now love.
Oh man.
Oh,
And you can feel it, like the energy is palatable.
Yes.
That is so powerful. So now you've gone through this childhood, you've had all these transitions,
Yeah.
like life has just made you into this resilient person. How did that pan out for you in the workplace now? When you had to now take, I guess, this personality that you developed. How was it building relationships as an adult, finding a career? What was that like for you?
Yeah, I thought I wanted to be a doctor. You know, when you're a kid, they say, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And I was like, "A doctor." I really thought I wanted to be a doctor until I went to college and no, not even before college, I realized the doctors that I admire, they don't have a life. And that's not what I wanted. I always think that you should begin with the end in mind.
Yes.
You have to say, what is this going to lead to? Is that what I want? And I realized when I was thinking about doing medicine, I looked at the prerequisites for medical school versus a career that I could have gotten. I still loved medicine, but not all of that.
Yeah.
And then I chose medical technology because it had all the sciences that medical school needed or required. And so I said, let me do medical technology as a stepping stone. And I never left it. Not that I liked it, but at least it was freedom to have a real job that was lucrative.
Okay. And so you got into that. And so how did that pan out while you're building a personal life now? You found this career that you didn't feel was a chokehold, but was personal life like?
Yes, that was a challenge because I always as a person liked freedom of choices. I came to a point where I was at doctor's hospital for 6 or 7 years in the lab, and I climbed to the top of my career under those circumstances anyway. And I realized I was in a little office, a little room, just testing specimens without talking to people and seeing any change. Who wants to do that all day?
I understand.
I didn't want to do that. And so I was like, at the same time, I was in Toastmasters for about 13 years total. And I realized I loved talking to people. I loved setting up meetings and teaching.
Wow.
And do you know that skill alone was what I attribute to them choosing me as the first training officer at Doctor's Hospital.
Wow.
I had no experience in education whatsoever, no formal one. But I knew I liked teaching. I told them I was about to leave. That December, I knew I was gone. But when they found a job description that they never had, according to what I told Barry Rassett and Charlotte Johnson at the time, they called me and I said, that sounds like me.
Wow.
That sounds like me. It's like they created that position and they didn't have to give me an incentive. They didn't have to give me $1 increase. I felt like a brand new person the day I stepped into that.
Wow.
And that's how I knew that teaching, yes.
Wow.
Literally.
Wow.
Yes. I found out that the couple of my competitors were master's degree in education and all this stuff. And all I had was me.
Yeah.
And all I had was
Your purpose.
exposure. Yes. Actually, that was the first time I heard about purpose. Personal mission statement and personal vision that's supposed to align with the organization that you choose to offer your services to. And I was like, yeah, this is more me.
Wow.
And I helped people to go from like being they call it housekeeper, and with 1 or 2 courses, they transition into TCNs, which are trained clinical nurses, or like, wow.
Wow,
Yeah.
is the
Wow.
word.
That keeps me going, and that's what keeps me going even as I teach every day. I see the transformation.
Wow.
So you find that you were transforming lives through education, through
Yes.
this thing that you ran away from for 50 years.
Yes.
Wow.
I did. I did. There was this boring class called annual review. Yes, I said it. It was boring. Every year, everybody had to go through it
Mm-hmm.
in order to get their increment.
Okay.
And I'm like, this is slavery, right? I found out that if we celebrate the accomplishments of the people I'm teaching, it transformed the way they saw even annual review. Because we'd say, so who got a house this year? Or who got a car? Or who had a baby? That's when you find out about people.
Right.
And now they knew that they mattered.
Yes.
Now they knew that it's not just a job. I'm trying to get 5% increase.
Yeah, I think people perform better when they feel valued, when they know
Absolutely.
they matter, and also too when it
Yes.
comes from the educator. Because I always tell people that a teacher is not only there to give you the work, but also to motivate you. Because a lot of
Yes.
times, some teachers would be the way they would say it, like, well, you're coming to get what I already have. But I
Yes.
feel like when the conversation shifts and teachers show that they care or that they
Yes.
are interested in what they are teaching, I
Yes.
think that their students are more receptive.
Yes. I think many people, I know that many people are stuck in the jobs that they are
Mm-hmm.
because they haven't even evaluated who they are and what they have as an asset.
Mm-hmm.
Very true.
They just think, I need to pay this bill. I need to pay this bill. I need to. And so they don't take the time out to even do what is personal mission statement? Like what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? But just like how a company has a mission statement on the board, everybody was designed by God for a certain purpose.
Yes.
And until you get into that creative space, you will always be looking outside for motivation and for happiness that only God can fill.
Yes.
I agree.
I know that.
And now you found your purpose.
Yes.
You're walking in it.
Mm-hmm.
Why leave?
Why leave?
Doctors.
Oh, because I was stuck.
Ah.
I had to do I had to do things according to the organization. Even when I was doing phlebotomy, I left Doctor's Hospital May 29, 2020, and I didn't even know which job I was going into.
Oh.
Kid you not. All I knew was I am not going to subject myself to being boxed in. Dillette, the Doctor's Hospital. People call you by where you have been.
Yes, that is true.
They
define you.
They
That's
define you, and they box. I'm like, I'm more than this.
Yeah.
I am more than this. And so that's where the introspection came in. And even when I was teaching phlebotomy part-time for another place for 10 years, my students started to say, Miss Miller, you're really good at teaching. Why you don't let this woman make you teach the whole class? Why you don't do this for your own self? Purpose calls you out.
Yes.
It does.
Purpose calls you out. Unless you close your ears to not hear, then you will be stuck. But your natural purpose, people see it sometimes more than you do.
Yes.
Yes.
And you listen to what people say you're good at. Don't take that for granted.
That is it. That is so true. Literally 9 times out of 10, if you just, even if someone just hasn't volunteered that information, if you would just go around and just ask like a handful of people, sensible people, don't ask people who you don't like deep down inside. But if you ask those closest to you, hey, what am I really good at? What do you think I excel at? And you get that feedback and you compile that more often than not, you will find that those answers are going to resonate and they're going to be rather similar, and that's going to point you in the path to purpose.
Yes.
So you're so true. That's so true.
Yes, I found out that even the choir would teach the choir. Like anybody because I think I know that I have the gift of breaking down complex subject matters to make a child understand.
Right.
I'm like, that is not normal.
No.
No.
So let me look into this. And when I got the guts, actually, circumstances made this happen.
Mhm.
After COVID, I had this part time job. And long and short of it is, I said, in faith, I'm going to do what my purpose has called me to.
I love that.
And we started on Zoom with 11 students and rented a conference room one time a week for phlebotomy training. And out of that, 3.5 years ago, now we have a whole institute
I
Wow.
love it.
with
So-
4 different disciplines.
So, what do you say to the woman who feels stuck in the career that she is in?
Yes, you're way beyond a career box. You, when God made you, He loaded you with gifts that will make room for you. And everybody doesn't need the same thing.
So true.
No.
Some people, money does not motivate them. It's fulfillment that motivates people. And when they see that somebody is happy all by themselves, like, and there's never a bad day. Doesn't matter if it rains. It doesn't rain. It doesn't rain inside of me.
Yeah.
I always
I
have a
love
good
that.
day.
Wow.
I always have a good day.
I love that. And your personality definitely reflects that.
Yes.
I love it.
I wasn't always like this though.
Wow.
Oh, I was an angry. I thought I was a victim of circumstances. I thought I was in the wilderness for at least 6, 7 years after my husband left. I didn't. How dare he leave? Like, what?
Wow.
With a new baby? Are you kidding? Until a friend God sent, because God was always in charge. God sent somebody to invest in me who didn't even know me. God sent her into my life to show me that I was more than what I had been. And she poured into me. Today, I can't tell my story without her. And today, I can tell you that she snatched me out of religion.
Wow.
Ooh, that was another trap.
Mm.
Religion, denominations. Now I am just a Christian. I am not tied to any church. I go to a certain church,
Mhm.
but I don't get my validation from which denomination I am. When you belong to everywhere and still to nowhere,
Wow.
Maya Angelou,
You are free.
you are free.
I love that.
Yes. Yes. And wisdom is definitely speaking through you.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And I teach my daughter these principles. I tell her that through my exposure of myself in vulnerability, she has bypassed this process of finding yourself by at least 30 years.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Why should she have to figure out when I am right here to help her, to help a woman, to help a student?
Yes.
Just be vulnerable because it really isn't about me.
Yes.
It isn't about me. It's about what God called me for. Am I vulnerable enough to let Him use that to help people to bypass possible scars?
And that is the whole purpose of this
The show.
platform.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Wynette and I, sometimes we'd be on the phone for hours just talking, and we realized eventually, and I'd had that revelation
Mhm.
a few months before. I was talking to my husband, and I was like, boy, because we came from R and Bailey, Pace of Pride, and I was like, boy, life is really complex, and if you really don't know
Yes.
what to expect, you go and you just do the
Mhm.
most nonsense.
Yeah.
You lose so many years, waste so much time. And
Yes.
I'm like, boy, somebody really should just, if you could just go back and tell the others, like, listen, don't go that way.
Yeah.
This is the quickest way to get to where you're trying to go. Like, you can
Yeah.
avoid some of these
Yes.
pitfalls.
Mhm.
And so this is the reason for conversations like this, to help persons navigate. Like,
Yes.
you don't have to go the long way around. You don't have to spend 6
No,
to 7 years.
You don't have to
trying
go
be
through 40 years
independent.
of wilderness.
Yes, you
Or
don't
50 years running
from your
from your
purpose.
purpose.
Absolutely. And so every young person, I said, because when I got married, I wasn't ready to get married.
Mm.
I could say that now. But I was 28 years old and not ready to get married because first of all I didn't define who I am or was, and I needed to find another person, another guy who also knew his purpose. He didn't know his either. We went according to the script that society has, that after a certain time, after college, what's next? Get married.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't ask you if you were ready to get married.
True.
They didn't ask you, and nobody tells you the intricacies of what it takes to have a successful marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And so I took the time, I said, it takes two to get married, but it also takes two to get divorced. What was my contribution in that?
Yes.
Let me fix that.
Yes.
Let me take responsibility and educate my daughter.
I love that because like you said, sometimes you fall into this role of victimhood, and I feel like women, we are so guilty of so frequently playing the victim, playing like, oh, this man, this man, this man. What about you?
Yes.
Why did that man feel comfortable to approach you? Why did you not see the warning signs that were probably glaring in the face? And so we have to own our part, because by us taking accountability to understand, okay, I contributed to the situation.
Absolutely.
That is how you stay out or get away from it and don't go back into another one.
Mhm.
Because then that's how those cycles are birth of man after man not making sense and another man not making. So yes, that is so true.
Yes.
Take accountability. What did you?
What did I do?
Yes.
What did I do? What should I have not done? What should I fix? And so at this point, I feel that I know enough now about me. I appreciate me. There's certain things I am happy to say, no, I can't now. I used to be a people pleaser.
Yes.
And it stressed me right out.
And no is a complete sentence.
No,
No is a complete
I
sentence.
just don't do it. I can't do it. And so I am happy with that. And now I think I am able to date because I know what I'm looking for now. I know who I am, and anybody who compliments that and only that,
Yeah.
yeah.
No settling.
No settling. No
Okay.
compromise. No
So,
compromise.
You've already taken us through the journey of finding Dillette.
Yes, yes.
What led now to the desire to go back and say, now it's time to impart more than just medical services? What is that?
Because God designed this world to be a wonderful place with wonderful people who accept who they are. Just rest in that, right? Each one of us has so much to offer.
We do.
When they designed this table, they said, I need it to look like this. They began with the end in mind for a purpose. And each person is designed with that. And I can know the twinkle in their eye when they realize I was made for more.
Wow. Yeah.
And then to help, and then to unselfishly help somebody to get to that point may take transformational inspiration and strategy in order to get to God's full purpose. Because God's full purpose is that we should thrive. We should be joyful every day, all by yourself.
Yes.
I shouldn't need a man in order to be happy because he can't make me happy.
Very true.
Pleasures or little gifts are temporary. I'm talking about joy then.
Yes.
Joy comes from within me when I realize God has designed me for a whole life of happiness and contentment and prosperity in every facet of my life.
Wow.
Oh dear. Okay.
No, I love it. And I think that translates into so much of your success.
Yes.
Because
Yes,
to
it does.
take an idea and in 3.5 years
Yes.
go it from a Zoom room to
Yes.
an institute, that takes more than just I want. That takes more than just, boy, I'd like to. That takes something that, like you said, knowing who you are,
Yes.
finding your purpose, walking in it, and partnering with God to actually accelerate.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
Yes, it takes faith in the God who made me to say, God, you did this. You made me this way. you have to provide for this.
Yes.
Yeah.
And sometimes I say, why are people still coming for phlebotomy? Like, but I don't think it's phlebotomy. I think it's for the wisdom
Yes.
that God allows me to carry and share that
And
they
your-
come for.
And your passion and confidence is contagious.
Yes. Yes.
Because sometimes you do need to borrow someone's energy.
Yes.
That is true.
Like, case in point, my co-host here. I literally, there are seasons when I feel her energy and it's like, oh no, I gotta do some more now. This she taking over the world. I gotta do some more. And so yes, when you get to connect and partner with persons, like-minded persons, when you get to sit at the foot of someone who's done it already.
Yes.
And who can actually, not just by assumption, but has actually tested this, proven a methodology, and then can take you through it.
Yes.
That is amazing.
And that's why I honor you as a coach, because I knew that for where I am going, I needed not to be guessing. That takes too much time.
It does.
You need somebody who has a template
Yes.
to say, whether you feel like it or not, you are going to
Yes.
do this. You are gonna, and you are so good at it. I'm like, oh my God.
I know, right?
It helps that you are a dream student because you actually execute. Because so many persons think that they want better, and then
They don't do it.
you gotta do the work.
You have
If
to.
someone is giving you, okay, you do X, Y, and Z, and then you're gonna get the result, and you do X and stop. And then like, mother said, that didn't work. I ain't get the result. Did you do the work?
No,
You didn't do the work.
Yeah,
So that is so important. So tell us, what can persons that want to be a part of your coaching program expect? What's it called, and what can they expect?
Oh, they're going to expect the realistic version of Dillette Miller with no shade, like no barriers, because it's not about me. God trusted me with the scars so that I could help you to skip yours.
Yes.
And I see in my future a community of women who will have found themselves in purpose, who now will affect their children, oh my goodness, and their families for generations to come.
Yes.
Hello. I see it. And I avail myself fully to that. I know it's scary. It's like, who dare you? Who do you think you are? But I have enough faith, one person at a time.
Yes.
Because God had patience with me.
Yes.
And I'm willing to offer that to anybody who will subject themselves to the God principles of becoming fully and authentically themselves.
That is amazing.
Yes.
So now, what are your final words? What is the scar that you would like to encourage women to skip?
The scar is stop running from who you are. You can only be happy and fulfilled being you. Period. So don't waste time like I did. Just accept that you are not good at some things, but you're great at some. Let's focus on the great ones.
Yes.
And those greatness will make room for you. Guaranteed.
Well, I don't know if you were talking to any of the audience, but you were surely talking to me.
That is it. And
Yes,
that is
you were surely talking to me.
Yes.
Oh man. So definitely, if you have been, goodness, I'm sitting here with chills, but if you have been transformed, if you realize that what was said today resonates with you, we are going to have the links in the description for how you can get in contact with Dillette, how you can turn your passion, your purpose into profit, and definitely become a part of this amazing program. Spots are going to be limited, so don't wait until the last minute. Definitely lock in and learn to have the life that you know you deserve.
Yes.
And so that being said, I can't say anything better than that. So just want to encourage you, mind your business, drink some water, don't gossip this week. How about that? Have a good one.
And stop running.
Stop running.